enough of that
Yo,
beat
come
start.
on. Like, we ain't gonna do this every week. Like, we did that shit last week. I said I started, I
It's like
started.
it sounds different when it start. That's why.
Oh, we gonna be wasting our time for fucking 45 minutes. But no,
Come on.
it's recording. It's been recording.
All right.
What episode is this?
Episode 6.
Episode 6. 6. You not say 6 in Spanish?
Sis.
Oh, all right.
You ain't know. You
Took you
ain't
back.
know.
Took you back.
You ain't know.
So what up? What we talking about this week?
We talking about
Parasite? That was a
first
good
of
movie.
all, listen.
It was different.
It was different. I just got thrown off at the end.
Don't tell people the movie, or we gonna do a spoiler alert?
But it just threw me off. It went left for me.
All right. Well, I mean, do you want to talk about the movie?
It took a right hook left.
This is the thing. Is we gonna talk about it? Are we gonna spoil it, or we gonna like just talk
We
about?
give our thoughts. I mean,
Yeah, right.
it was interesting. Don't get me wrong. It was interesting. It's something different. It's,
Definitely.
You know,
Cause
I'm always iffy watching movies with subtitles because I feel so much anxiety.
Yeah, this movie
I can't
definitely has
watch
subtitles.
it and read at the same time. It's like so much.
You get used to it quick though.
Yeah, you get used to it, but in the beginning, it's like, oh my goodness, how am I going to pay attention? And
Yeah.
if I look away, I'm going to miss what
It's
miss
hard watching
reading
a subtitle
something.
movie because you gotta like read the subtitles and then you gotta like try to watch what's going on at the same time, and then you gotta like literally be paying attention the whole fucking time.
Yeah, but it was interesting, if so to say.
Yeah.
It was
I
different.
mean, but that's the kind of movies I like because, I mean, when you start getting up in age and shit, and I ain't acting like I'm old as fuck, but when you start getting older, like all these movies be the same shit. So whenever I watch something that I can't guess what's about to happen next, that's already a okay movie to me. Anything that I can guess what's gonna happen next, like most of them rom-com Jones or them fucking blockbuster action movies and shit, like you already know what's gonna happen. The hero gonna save the day. But so anytime I watch something that's like, what the fuck, like even if it's like weird, it's just like, I still like, I don't know, I'm just into shit like that's just different. It's just how you thinking and shit the whole time. But yeah, this joint was like an Asian joint, so
It's different.
but it was definitely different. And
It's something
if
different
you
to
watch
watch.
it,
It's cool to watch.
yeah, it's listen. Talk about putting your family on.
Yo, no.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's how you put
that's
your
the
peoples
blueprint
on. That's the
of
blueprint.
putting your family on.
Y'all want to know how the blueprint putting your family on or putting your peoples
Watch
on?
Parasite.
Go watch Parasite. That's all I gotta say. Like, put your peoples on and shit.
Yeah.
Get some keys. Get some keys out of that.
Yeah. But yeah.
But what else? What else we? Hold on, let me take another little swig of this cabbie.
What we do this week?
Friday we had a little friends dinner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That was cool.
One of my close homies.
Birthday.
No, I didn't even call him a homie. It's like my brother.
Yeah. 15
years, 20 years, whatever. I don't know how long we've been since.
You stop when you reach that bro stage. It's like you don't count eight. You don't count years
No,
anymore.
I'm just saying like because I called him my homie at first. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
No, we closer than homies. Yeah, we had a little get together for his birthday. Happy birthday once again. You already know who you is. So.
Yeah.
We had crabs. What they made? Crabs,
Wine,
pasta,
crab cakes.
And
I was like, damn,
oh,
what we
garlic
walking
bread.
to? I thought we was about to
I
get
know,
some pizza
shit,
and
I
wings.
felt like it was
We
my
got
birthday.
like a gourmet.
I felt like it was my birthday down that joint. Like, you know what I mean?
Wine glasses, not no cups.
And there wasn't like no little stingy clusters either.
I know.
They had like.
And it was just juicy, all the juices. It wasn't no dry ass crab.
Yeah.
But-
So that's what we did on Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday, what we do?
Well, I was supposed to watch Clothes, but we end up going to Funplex.
Yeah, Funplex over in Jersey. I mean, that's why I've been there for a while. I know a lot of people been there already, but this was my first time going.
Me too.
That was your first time? Actually, I don't think it was my first time. I think I went actually when I was a little younger for one of my cousins. I think they had something there a long time ago, but I don't really remember it. So, like, I ain't been there probably like 10, 15 years or some shit like that. I don't know.
No, I don't think I've ever been. It's my first time.
Yeah, but it ain't no different. It's just like all them other little spots.
Little arcade.
I mean, it's a little different because they got
Stolen.
the boardwalk shit and Like they got rides. I guess it might be a little better in the summertime because
I
they
guess
got like
because they
outdoor.
have the water park.
The
I said
water park part.
the water park. Anyway.
But yeah, it's all the same shit, same arcade type shit. I mean, they got laser tag in there though. They got that race car track shit.
So we'll have a few games, a few rides.
They got bowling.
Yeah, bowling too.
Yeah, but we just went to round one.
And
Dave
in
and
the
Buster's.
gallery, Fashion
Yeah, in the
District
gallery.
did not like.
Yeah. We went to Dave and Buster's.
And I mean, I like David Buster's. I mean, it's chill. It's not like it's like, you know.
We've been to Dave and Buster's a million times.
Yeah, we have.
That should get old.
It does.
It's something to do though.
It's something to do. But Funplex, they're all in the same, you know, family.
Yeah, same category, same shit.
Yeah.
That's why I be really looking for
something different, like, something just to like stand out. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Like it seemed like I don't know. I guess we just gotta keep exploring Philly because everybody say like it ain't shit to do in Philly. It ain't shit to do in Philly. It is shit out there. You just gotta like find that shit. Then you gotta like get out of your normal circle or your normal shit. Like I mean, we all like I don't know who listening to this, but if you getting up in age, like I mean I'm 31 or whatever like that, like. So all that club shit and all that, like I ain't ever really been in the club scene and all that, but like I ain't trying to keep doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Going to these clubs or movie theaters and Dave and Buster's and I mean going out to eat every once in a while, whatever.
It's cool to try different food,
especially when you try new shit. But it's shit out there in Philly. And then even if you ain't in Philly, like they got like surrounding areas like Plymouth Meeting. We got Jersey is closest shit to us.
Chestnut Hill, King of Prussia, Plymouth Meeting. It's just so many different places outside, like outskirts of Philly.
So we gonna keep, and then I'll be getting recommendations from people I work with. I work with a whole bunch of different type of people. Like
I know, so we just gonna keep letting you guys know.
Yeah, we gonna keep doing shit.
We're
and
posting things.
Yeah, keep trying to do different shit. And if y'all got any
if you got
any spots or any ideas or like something that we ain't did already, if you have been following me on the gram. Hit me up on the gram or Facebook and just like, cause people be giving me some suggestions sometimes, but you know, we'll take a lot more. So
yeah, we do this every week and we try to do something every weekend.
That's the goal for 2020.
Yeah. So let us know if you have some places that we might enjoy. But let's get into it.
The big topic.
Let's get into it.
All right, let's get into the big topic.
So that's how you know when it's about to go down when you say so.
So what we gonna do? Who gonna tell the story? Me or you?
Ladies first.
Ladies first. Well, you want to tell a story? Tell the story, and I'll just jump in.
Let me tell you. All right. You know, one night.
Come on, talk about you ain't need one night. How long ago was it? Like, come on.
This was
other people know.
Years ago. Like how many years? Like at least I want to say at least 4 years ago. At least.
It was in our 20s, early 20s, or mid 20s, or like that. We was young.
Yeah, but you know, when we was young, we used to do like spur of the moment stuff. Let's just go here. Let's go here. But anyway, we ended up going to Leonard Diner.
We went to a diner. Like you ain't listen. You ain't gotta give them no shout outs, no promo. They ain't pay for the promo. Stop dropping names. You did that last week with the Acme shit. Stop dropping names. If they ain't paying for the promo, you know what I mean?
We went to a diner, whatever. You know, eating, chilling, chillaxing, and the waitress, my fiance now, he finds himself.
You got your phone going off on the podcast?
Forcing conversation with her.
Forcing.
While I'm there, right? When I mean forcing conversation, like pushing conversation with her as far as like, you know, being, I guess, interested in her work or her. And he was asking questions like,
I think I need to tell a story.
He was asking like weird questions like, you know, so, you know, what do you do? And, you know, she ended up saying like she, you know, she in school and I'm like, so what are you doing after work? Like it
All right,
it
all
got
right. Let me
uncomfortable
stop
for
you.
me.
Can I stop you? No,
Let
can I
me
tell a
finish
story?
my point.
No, you can
It
tell your
got
point. No, listen.
uncomfortable for
Let me
me.
tell a story because I don't even
Okay.
like the way you opened up that story.
Oh my
Listen,
gosh.
y'all. Sorry, y'all. Because listen. Let me
Let her
just
put some
open up the
sugar on it.
story.
Let her put
It's
some
not the
sugar on
sugar.
it.
It's not the sugar. Let me open the story. It's just a regular night or whatever like that. You know what I mean? It's late night. We going to go get something to eat. Try to hit up a diner or whatever like that. So we get in. We go to the diner, whatever like that. We chilling, order our food or whatever like that. Around this time, I don't
Get
know.
my
Like I said, I
background.
think I was in my mid-20s, whatever like that. So like I don't know. When I hit a certain age, I think when I was like 22, 23, I started like reading a whole bunch of books. I started like doing a whole bunch of research. I was just trying to like become. I was doing like a lot of self work. Like I was trying to build myself up, um, and I was trying to unpack like old shit and just like I was working on myself basically. And around this time, so whatever, we went to the diner, whatever like that. Around this time, I was like trying to become a little bit more social and talk to people, like people I don't know. Like I was trying to challenge myself, and this was a case of like wrong place, wrong time type shit. But like I said, but let me finish. So let me tell the story. I'm all mumble jumble with the words. We get to this, we go to this diner, whatever like that. It's a little date, I guess, or whatever like that. I don't even think it was a date. We just was going to go eat, go grab something to eat. So
It doesn't just because it's a diner
no,
don't
no,
mean it
no.
couldn't be a date.
No, I mean whatever. It's a date,
Like
whatever
we
like that.
together, we
We
spending
at the
time together.
table.
Just
We at
spending
the table.
time.
We sitting, whatever like that. I think me and her was talking, whatever like that. I think the waitress came over, and I started asking the waitress. Yeah, I did start asking her questions. I did ask her,
What she do besides
what she do
wait?
besides the diner thing or whatever like that. And I mean, from the outside looking in, I was asking, I guess, yeah, some deep questions or like some people. I don't know if you would say
Stretch,
intimate questions or whatever like that.
stretching
But it was
questions.
like, I was asking her certain questions, and you got uncomfortable.
And it's like when you ever in a situation where you feel uncomfortable and like it catch you off guard, so you don't know how to react. Like I was stuck. Like,
Right.
but go ahead.
No, so whatever. I was asking her questions and stuff like that, but whatever. That night happened, but this is something that we every now and then we kind of
It's brought up and we
it's brought
argue
up and we
about.
kind of argue about because
Because for me, I feel like I felt disrespected, and I felt that he didn't understand how this was not the right place, not the right time, and the wrong case scenario, if that makes sense. It's like, I understand you're trying to work on your social skills, but it didn't work at that time. Like, it's like, at this time, we spending time together and whatever like that, and I felt like he just jumped out the window with it. And it's like, he went full force instead of taking his time. And it's like, it came
but
off
it's like,
disrespectful to me.
yeah. So she took it as disrespect, and for me, it was like, like I said, I was just in my own head at this time. Like, okay, the listeners, y'all don't know me, like y'all don't know me, and I know on the outside looking in, if I'm on a date with her or we out together and I'm asking another woman questions, especially like what you do and
What you doing after work type of
I
stuff.
did ask her what she doing after work, and like I know that sound crazy, but it's like, yo, I was in my head so much of just about like trying to, like I said, I was just trying to listen. It's even hard for me to even like talk about it now because I know how it might come off, and if it was me in the reverse side of the situation, like I would feel the same way she feeling, like same way you feeling, whatever like that. But it's like I wasn't on that type time. I was literally just trying to I was just trying to be social, and I was trying to test that.
Yeah, but
at the
this is the
time,
thing.
and
Can I say something real fast? The thing is that the waitress, she was like saying like one word answers. She wasn't even trying to engage.
I don't even remember that.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember something where like I remember things that I knew I felt some type of way about.
I
Listen,
mean, you're a woman, so you might be looking at it a certain way.
No, she was not even like really engaging. It's like you kept forcing like your
Okay,
conversation
maybe
on
I
her.
was. Like I said, I
So
was
it's
in a
like
different
it was
mind space
more
at the
like,
time.
well, dang, like she ain't even like let it go. That's I'm like
But it
yo,
wasn't
you
nothing.
keep
It's like
pushing.
you let it go, let what go. The thing is, in my head at the time, like I said, I was just trying to be social. It was nothing behind nothing that I was
Yeah, but
doing
the things you
like
were
that. I'm not, but
saying, the
okay,
things you
but
were
but you know
saying,
me, I'm
it
not
was
even like
like
that. Like first of all,
I
I wouldn't
know
even.
that, but I mean now going like we're talking about in that moment. Now, yes, of course, I know you. I know we. You know we've got to a point where we agree. At that time that we're speaking in that moment, those feelings I had were just I felt disrespected. I felt so out of place because it's like I felt like wow, like I'm with my man and like he over here interested in another female in
But
my face,
right,
answering her questions
right.
like,
But I
"What are you
wasn't.
doing after work?" and
Right,
stuff
right,
like
right,
that. It's
right.
like it came off
Right,
disrespectful.
and while I understand it came off disrespectful. That's not what I was doing, and the argument a lot of times the argument that we be having is just be like, it's like she felt like I disrespected her, but it's like I'm like, but that wasn't my intentions. That's not what I was doing, and we get to this place like so when we kind of figured this argument out by
Yeah,
now,
like
but
I mean, by now it's
we
like
just talking about like in the past, like we was just getting to the space that like she felt disrespected, and I'm like I'm feeling some type of way that she even feel
feel
disrespected because
disrespected.
I'm not even like on that type time, and it's like dog, like we get to this point that's like I feel like it's like sometimes when you going through shit with somebody, it's like it don't have to be like a right or wrong thing like oh
Like
I'm right or you right and I'm wrong. And as much as like if people want to judge just from the outside looking in that don't know me or whatever like that, it might say no that's wrong.
yeah,
You
like you
shouldn't do that,
should.
like, or you can't do that. I understand those people. I understand why you would say that. But if you was me and if you was inside my body when I was doing it, I wasn't on no type time. Like, I'm trying to like set no shit up for later or
It just
trying to
was the
flirt
it's
or
just
be like that. But I know how it may look, and that's like a problem. Like I got a problem with.
all right, but let's get to the point to what we
But
came
hold
to.
on, but
Okay.
listen, let me just say this though. I do got a problem because it's like sometimes we live in a world that's like it's like how society may look at shit or how shit might look versus like intention and what you're really doing. And a lot of times we get judged by what shit look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, and I know some people do dirty shit, and sometimes we are doing the wrong shit, and we
It's,
should be accountable for
yeah,
that. But it's like everything ain't that.
especially when it's actions that you're not used to. So like I agree. Sometimes some things aren't what it seems, or like physically, like when you look at it, some things aren't what they seem, and
Right.
I totally agree with that. But at the same time, it's like when you see something that you don't normally see, it's like whoa, where you know what I mean, where this come
Yeah,
from? Where like
but we
all of a
always
sudden.
jump to like the worst thing. It's like, and that's because that's just as
Because it's
people. That's how
foreign. It's foreign. It's like
I know. But why do we always gotta jump to the worst thing? Like we never
it's
just be like, you know what? I'm gonna ask about that later, and we
it's
gonna work
because
through it, and we gonna figure it
I
out. It's
feel
like why
like
do always gotta be like,
because it's
oh,
when
you
it
doing
when it
this? It's the
becomes
wrong thing. You're a fucked
because
up
when it
person.
becomes personal, I feel like we take things personal
We do.
first before we think about things, and it's automatically like, oh, what's going on? Like
Right.
it's an
But
automatic.
I think that's something that we need to like grow. Like I wish there was just more conversations about this kind of thing, like shit being like nuance or shit being like
Yeah, and I mean I
not
totally
so
agree. I
black and
totally
white
agree.
because there's a lot of gray area in a lot of shit,
Yeah,
and it's like it's not even spoke on. It's like it's
we go through this like we both been through stuff like this with people, and it's like where
with people with each other.
yeah,
It's
it's
just
like you know when I'm feeling away, and then you eventually feel away that I feel away,
right.
and it's like it gets tricky sometimes,
tricky
and
and it
it's
get
like
confusing.
it's like and arguments and disagreements is not always one right person and one wrong person. Sometimes it could be two wrong people or two right people or two
Or it
truths.
just don't even have to be a right
It's
and
like
a wrong.
exactly.
It's a
Yeah,
situation
let me put
that
that
you
out. It's
figure it
not.
out.
I don't. Yeah. When you think about that in relationships or any relationship, and arguments and disagreements is not a right or wrong, and I do agree with that. It's like two truths. It's like this is your truth and this is your truth, and sometimes it comes to an understanding. Everything don't have to be an agreement. It's like, okay, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, and sometimes that's how it, how the disagreement or argument ends, because it's like, I hear you, I see you, I feel you. This is how I feel though. I hear you, I see you, I feel you. And sometimes it's just that. But some people, I feel like some people want to be right so bad,
Right.
they don't think about the bigger picture.
They don't. And one thing remember we used to do is like we used to say like we on the same team. Like we on the same
Exactly.
team. It's like why why are we trying to
Exactly.
discredit each other instead of trying to understand each other?
Exactly. Dang, baby, you ain't said that in a long
I
time.
know. I just thought about that. It just popped in my head. It's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Like yeah, it's like we're on the same team. It's like we gotta figure it out as a team and not because it's like if
Not
if
against
I,
each other.
the thing is if I'm trying to win an argument and if I win that means you lose. But if we together, why
We
the fuck
both
is you,
lose.
Like,
Like-
yeah, why does you lose? Like then
It's
then,
like-
then we both lose, right?
Exactly.
Like, so it's like it's not
It's not about
About
it's not
proving
about
who's right and who's
it's
wrong
not about
and who's the
proving
loser,
this
like-
is, I'm right and you wrong.
Right.
It's not about proving
and that's in
that.
any relationship,
Any friendship, parents,
right?
siblings,
Anything
It's-
that you're trying to keep going
keep
and
going,
like
and people that you care about.
care
It's
about,
like
right.
it's not about
It's not about
listen
winning
to
or
me.
losing.
I'm right that you
Right.
did this to me. I'm right in feeling the way, and I'm right in feeling that you're wrong. Like it's not about right and wrong. It's about being a team
And just hearing each other
and
out.
hearing each other out.
And we
like
we
us-
gotta practice that more because we kind of got
do.
away from
I
that.
feel like we gotta practice more with each other and people in
Yeah.
our lives.
We got away
Because
from that because we used to.
'cause,
At one point,
yeah.
we was kind of big on that. But
we
then
was, and like I always say, like I'm always learning. Like we still get back, resort back to what we're used to,
we used to be.
and
Yeah,
being
sometimes we get caught in like
caught-
we get caught up in who we
ego
used to be
traits
in,
and
egos,
being petty,
and,
and we get caught up in it. But our heart has always
It's
been
that wine, man. It's that wine, that liquor kicking in. You got
that
slow
Cabernet. I know.
down. slow down, breathe. Should I have some?
In our
too?
heart, we always try to, what you like to say, argue better, so to say.
No, we just want to be right.
It's not about being. It's like sometimes you gotta just calm down, take a moment, and realize what's important and what are we here for. We are a team. What's important is understanding each other. What's important is understanding each other.
Definitely.
And not fighting over who's right and who's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when you're in that mode of being a team, eventually both parties will feel comfortable with being honest far as themselves. Like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. Because sometimes when you arguing or having a disagreement about right or wrong, it's a defense mechanism. It's like, oh, like I'm gonna defend myself. You
Right,
saying I'm
right.
wrong, oh no, you wrong for doing this. It's like defending yourself all the time. So it's like you're not comfortable with being vulnerable. You're not comfortable with being honest. So when you come into it as a team, you feel more open. You feel more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
I can feel that.
But no, back to the story.
The
But
story was over.
no, we didn't. We eventually came to an understanding.
I thought we said that.
No, we didn't.
All right. Well.
But we did eventually come to an understanding.
Yeah.
Because like it been years. Like if this is brought up, we fight. Like this recently was brought up. We was fighting.
That's what we
and
talking about today. We just this
verbally
past
fighting.
week.
But
This past week we kind of got into it
and
about
we
it.
just got to a point like we shouldn't be arguing about the past, period, because we got over it.
But
and
sometimes, like, if shit ain't settled, like it is what it
that's
is.
true.
Like,
That's true.
we ain't gonna
That's
put
true.
no kind of like standards on nothing. You
Yep.
can't argue about the past. If
Yep.
if it ain't settled, the dust ain't settled, then it ain't settled.
That's
we got to
true.
go through it again.
Yep.
We got to go through it
Yep.
again until we figure it
right.
out.
Exactly.
That's what it's about. It's just
Give me
about.
high five, babe. Give me high five.
Come on, dog. I ain't with that high five shit. It's like,
But yeah, so I feel like the crazy thing is like I feel that because it's like throughout the years when it been brought up, we've been arguing. Now I feel like since we're at a different place, we can take it better, far as understanding each other. Years ago, I would not be understanding you at all. I still would be arguing with you. Like
Right.
I did argue with you recently,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I did come to a point where I stopped myself and I put myself in your shoes and I got myself to a point where I could understand.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to do that years ago. So that's good that we did argue about that again.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
At this space, at this place in our lives.
Yeah, it's like,
So
you know, whenever you come to something, you come to it. It ain't no time schedule when you're supposed to grow up or it's not. And I ain't saying you growing. It's not. So don't take that wrong. I'm not saying you have to grow up. It's just like sometimes it takes time to come to certain shit and
It
realize
takes
certain
time.
shit and understand certain shit.
Yep. So if arguments or anything is, dragged on or not talked about, it doesn't mean it's not the right time or the right place, because I feel like everything happens for a reason.
Right.
Period.
Definitely. But I feel like we dragging this shit out a little bit.
But yeah, I know we talking too much.
Yeah. So what else? What else is going on? We got a birthday coming up. A big birthday
My
coming up.
baby turned 1 next month.
Yep, March
Oh my
29th.
I know.
A year. It's been a year. Almost a year.
Oh my gosh, I feel
It'll
like
be
I just
11
had 'em.
months on the
I feel like I
29th
just had
of
them.
February.
I had like a crazy labor.
Don't we gonna say the we gonna
Okay.
say, I think we should talk about I don't
Because
know.
we're going to talk about it.
We got it's a couple weeks to his birthday,
Listen.
but I don't know, the next podcast you want to talk about what we've been through, or like maybe we could just talk about baby shit all the next four
I know.
the next four
Being
podcasts.
pregnant, labor, and after labor.
Yeah, and I had to definitely.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I know she's been through a lot of shit, so I don't want to make light of what she went through, but I
Better
definitely,
not.
I definitely felt
You better
some
not.
of the pains, and we still, like, we going through shit now. Like, I don't know, the health, physically, I don't know. We just don't feel. I definitely don't feel like how I felt before he was there. Like, I'm having pains in crazy cases, like, so. Yeah, I don't know if that's some age shit or some stress shit or baby shit or
I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but I definitely feel different. I know you feel different.
But we're gonna get into that because I have a lot to say.
Yeah, so we're gonna do something different at the end of the podcast. We're gonna try to answer a question, and the question for this week is,
what was your first impression when you met your mate for the first time? Well, when I first seen you was, I seen a picture of you. Mm-hmm. And like, how like
and
friends
I was looking good, looking sexy.
You know how like friends try to hook people up, like look at him, da 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 da. So when I first see him in the picture,
looking
I'm
all
like,
good, looking all fly.
First of all, he posing for like a magazine, and like
everybody used to pose in pictures.
No, this
Ken,
was.
Hold on, Ken.
Listen. So
He wasn't born.
he had this like extra large leather jacket on.
First of all, the jacket was not
and
extra
some
large.
shades. First of all, he looked like a kid wearing his dad clothes, and like.
First of all,
but I wanted to be nice because the person that showed me the picture, knew him. So I'm like, let me be nice. But that leather jacket was too big, babe. And those shades, it's like he was all in that picture. So that's why I say, you know what? I like the confidence though.
Lit.
I like the confidence.
I was lit.
But when I actually like met him in person, like he was just so chill and nice. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Made you dinner. Did I make you dinner the first time?
Yeah, not the first time you met me, but like, in the beginning, like when the beginning times with meeting you. I think like the second time I seen you.
Yeah. You was over my house as a guest.
Yeah, and
I made you a 3-course meal as a guest.
I know that plate was so big, I couldn't even eat it all. It was too much. And like, you know how you feel bad when somebody cooks something for you and it's like too much, but it's like, it's kind of awkward because like, I'm not gonna eat it all. But
yeah, but all right. The first time I met you, I was coming home from work and I stopped at my aunt's house and you was over there with my cousin. I was doing some homework or whatever like that, and I looked over and I saw this little innocent looking
Oh, why you gotta say
Innocent
extra?
looking.
Why you say looking? Like trying to be extra, like
So no, anyway, you looked a little innocent over there. You was doing your schoolwork, and I was, come on, kid. You was doing your schoolwork, and I'm like, I don't know, it's just something in you that hold on. Yeah, man, take this, play with that. We got a couple more minutes, bro. He like he won't fling it at me. Yeah, you was on the bed. Y'all was doing schoolwork, and I don't know. You just had this look about you because you know the first thing when you see somebody, anytime you meet somebody, the first thing is like appearance, what they look like. So that's what you like kind of focus on. But for me, it wasn't just your, you know how you look because you was looking good.
It was this, you know, and
it was just like
it's an energy. I had this energy.
what? No, I don't know. You just looked soft, and you looked like you know you was. I mean, I was doing schoolwork, so I'm like, oh, all right, she about something. She doing something. So that attracted me the most. Like you how you looked physically, and then the fact that you was like doing some schoolwork or whatever like that. And because I like the fact that you was doing something with your life. And I even tweeted. I tweeted at the time. That's on Twitter when people was on Twitter. I mean, I know people still on Twitter, but anyway, I tweeted like, "Yo, she bad," something like that. I still got the tweets. We actually put it in our engagement video, or that's what it's called, right?
Mm-hmm.
The engagement video. Yeah, I put like all the tweets we did back and forth, and I was tweeting my cousin. I'll put that out there one day for y'all to see it. But yeah, it was a funny time. But yeah, my first impression was just, I got this good looking girl on this bed doing this work. Let me holler. Let me see what she about.
Mm-hmm. And then he took me home that night, and I sat in the back. And we talked about that before, didn't we?
No, we never talked about that.
I think we talked about that before. No. Yeah, I sat in the back.
Yeah, she asked me to take her home. I mean, I would think I was going that way. I think I lived over that way. And she asked me to take her home, or I wound up taking her home, or whatever like that. She's such a weirdo. This was way before Uber or anything was out. She treated me like an Uber. She got in the fucking back seat, and then at the time I had a car. The car I had was it wasn't like a 4-door car where you just jump in the back. It's like you got to put the seat down to get in the back. So I don't know. She was on some weird shit.
That was the first interaction type of thing. Him driving me home.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it was and from there, boy, was it a journey for us to get together. A whole journey. It took how many years?
Okay.
2. 1 or 2 years even.
That's another story for another day.
Definitely. But like we always in the podcast, these are just our stories, stuff we went through, stuff we've been through. Take from it what you want. We ain't trying to act perfect. We ain't trying to give nobody no advice. It's just what we go through. I got a new announcement. If you I know YouTube, you gotta have your phone open and kill your battery because it's like a kind of like a video platform. So now you can check us out. If you got the Spotify app, if you have if you got an Apple an iPhone, you can go to the podcast app, and on SoundCloud. If you go to SoundCloud, you can look up You Want to Talk Now, and you can find us there. All the episodes is up there too. So if you missed the episode, you want to go back, they're all up there on all those different platforms. And if you want to stay on YouTube, you can stay on YouTube.
And
but
you can always go to Instagram our pages and click the link. So
yeah, and that's the Instagram link. But if, like I said, you want to go to those other places, just go to those different apps and just type in the name of our podcast, and it should come up. So, like I said, if you can like it or subscribe, rate, and share it
or
comment, because we want feedback. We ask every week to give feedback if y'all have any. But we'll see y'all next week on the next podcast.
Till then, have a good day.
All right, see y'all later.